NFL on Sky Sports.
Hi, we're the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders, and you're watching the NFL on Sky Sports.
Well, the Broncos won the third quarter, 14-0.
Text, emails have come in. One from Heinrich in Norway. Enjoy watching your program. You're all doing a great job, especially the slick guy with his resume all over the screen. So it must be every time they show you, you must have a...
With his what?
With his resume all over the screen.
All right.
Well, it can't be me, because he said it's slick, so, you know, that rules me. That's you.
We go to Norway?
It must be.
Apparently so.
Yeah, he must have a dish in Norway. We go to Russia, Spain.
We go to Worcester as well.
Okay.
Stephanie Lynch says, don't talk bad about Green Bay, Nick. I am watching you, man.
Be careful.
That's a bit
be
worrying,
careful.
isn't it?
Be very careful, Nick. When a woman says, I'm watching you like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Andy Oram of Reading says, there's a piece of trivia. Can you name the British national gridiron team who went 10-0 after being coached for 2 weeks by Howard Mudd, the Colts offensive line coach, and Tom Pratt? I reckon it was Basingstoke. But Howard Mudd's been over here a couple of times, and he's done it off his own bat as well, that I know, and Tom Pratt as well, that just come over, give her their time, and just do it. Much the same as what you're doing now. And quite a few of those coaches would love to do that, wouldn't they? Just
yeah, they would.
Help
you know
grow
what?
Grassroots football.
Yeah, because the game's the same game, no matter whether you learn to play it in Buffalo, New York, South Bend, Indiana, or London, England. It's the same game, and you know, we all fall in love with it for the same reasons, and that's what's so wonderful about bringing it to the rest of the world.
So we have one from Steve Coleman, who, Sims talked about time being a factor. He asked, when a team is so far behind like Denver, why do they always use a full 45 seconds and never hurry up? That's a
great question. That's a great question. And you know, you see so many examples of poor time management and clock management in the NFL, and it's amazing. You know, you're not going to catch up being in the huddle. You've got to get to the line of scrimmage and get the plays called.
Sponsors of the NFL on Sky Sports.
Taste. Refreshment. Every pint of Carling is brewed for a great balance of taste and refreshment. Carling. Spot on.
Hello? Remember me? What have you been up to? Tell me you haven't been on that course. Been trying to improve our maths, have we? Look at me, everyone. I'm a brain surgeon. What's that you've got there? Oh, no. Not the qualification. The qualification! I just want your nice friend.
Get rid of your gremlin. Call 0800 100 900.
Coors, sponsors of the NFL on Sky Sports.
42-17 in our game. We're joined here by Jeff Reinbold of NFL Europe. And Jeff, what are you guys doing in conjunction with the NFL?
Well, the NFL started a program last year where they took 4 international players and put them on practice rosters in the NFL. San Francisco, Seattle, the St. Louis Rams, and Arizona Cardinals. Now, Arizona Cardinals had a young man named Rolando Cantu, a Mexican offensive lineman. They've signed him. He's now on their active roster. Christian Moore, a defensive lineman out of Germany, was with the Seahawks. Now that the Seahawks are eliminated, he's been offered a contract, and it looks like we're going to get another one signed out of that. So international players now are going to be playing in the National Football League. It's a big, big step and something that the commissioner very much wants.
Gary talking upstairs with Tommy Moore. He's up in the replay booth. And the Colts, Rob Morris went out shaken up a little while ago. Robert Matt.
Coors, sponsors of the NFL on Sky Sports.
Sky Sports live coverage of the Carling Cup. And now the semi-finals.
And Sinner goal for Liverpool.
On Tuesday, Liverpool face Watford, 7 p.m. Sky Sports 1. Then, Mourinho takes on Ferguson once more.
And Chelsea claim their place in the semi-finals.
It's Chelsea against Man United. Wednesday at 7 p.m. Sky Sports 1 in association with Bet365. The Carling Cup live, only on Sky Sports.
It's the day before the family holiday, and the brakes start making this funny squealing sound.
Talk about timing. I tried a few garages, but nobody would give you the time of day without an appointment. I heard QuickFit were good, so I gave them a try. Now, they're really busy, but I explained my story to the guys, and they just bent over backwards to fit me in. They even did the job then and there, so they saved the holiday. Pity they didn't fix the weather. QuickFit will fix it.
Coors Fine Light Beer, epic refreshment. Coors, sponsors of the NFL on Sky Sports.
Hi, I'm Britney Spears, and you're watching NFL football on Sky Sports.
Coors, sponsors of the NFL on Sky Sports.
Hello? Hello?
I feel nauseous.
You don't look so hot.
You just need a doctor, okay?
It's all sick. It's all gotta go back. She's gonna...
This is you. I'm doing it for all you.
No, baby!
Cabin Fever, tonight at 9:45 on Sky Movies 1.
Pick up Volume 2 of this unique Dorling Kindersley A to Z of family health for an amazing £3.60, only with tomorrow's Daily Mail.
If your smoke alarm battery dies, you don't have a smoke alarm. Check them once a week. Push the button, not your luck.
They possess unusual powers. They command unique skills. Evil will face an unstoppable enemy. Elektra.
Sponsors of the NFL on Sky Sports.
Immediately following our game, we go to Green Bay, where Minnesota is at the Green Bay Packers. Remember, the Packers won both games on last-second field goals, 34-31. Next week, they go to Foxborough. Will it be deja vu, or will the Colts shake it and win the game there? New York Jets travel to Pittsburgh, the hottest team in the NFL throughout the season. Jets get a nice victory last night. New England gets a resounding victory today. Jeff, you're looking to start with that New York Jets-Pittsburgh matchup.
I think the thing with that game is how much do the Jets have left after playing all the way on the West Coast, overtime, emotional game, then they got to go back home, then back out to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to be rested. They're going to be primed. They've had an extra week to prepare. I think the Steelers will take that. The Jets will fight them, but I think the Steelers will win that one.
During the regular season, Pittsburgh beat the Jets by a score of 17-6, but then Indianapolis, they go again, second time this season, back to New England.
And remember that they could and probably should have won that very first game back in New England, the very first game of the season. Two things to bear in mind for this game, and bear in mind also that New England's coaching staff will still have the best prepared team out there anyway. They'll be looking at this and saying, right, we've got to go and do some work. They've got two problems. One is in their secondary, where they're without Tyrone Poole and Ty Law, and even guys like Randall Gay are nursing injuries as well. They're paper thin there, and we've already seen what they can do to a secondary, the Colts. And the other worry for me is those two offensive tackles have had a little bit of trouble protecting Brady the last few weeks, and if Freeney and Mathis can start getting stuck in, that could give Brady a bit of a hard time. So I still always have said all season, you've got to beat New England if you want to go to the Super Bowl, but Indianapolis will go into that and they'll know we've got a real chance of some revenge here.
What do you think Corey Dillon has added to that team?
A huge element. You know, Antoine Smith was a big power back, but he didn't have the ability to to break big gains, and I think that's what Dylan brings to that team. He's hungry to play in a championship. That's another thing that's really important. After all those years at Cincinnati, he wants to be a Super Bowl champion. Now, the critical thing, I think, is, as Nick said, is New England healthy enough in the secondary? Troy Brown is not a defensive back, and he's not going to be able to match up against Stokely and Wayne and all the weapons that he's going to see out of Indianapolis. If Belichick is a genius, we'll see next week.
Now's the time to show it.
We'll see it next week.
Okay, so in that first meeting this year, New England beat the Colts by a score of 27-24. And speaking of the Colts, on the field with Bonnie is Peyton.
We came out and executed. That's what we talked about all week. Just coming out and making plays. Obviously, the defense did a good job getting the ball back for us. Had a good mix of drop back pass, play action, guys like Reggie Wayne catching short passes, turning them into big gains. That was really the difference today.
Talk about Reggie Wayne a little bit more and his matchup on Rock Alexander and how you exploited that.
And Reggie's been outstanding all year, and obviously with the weapons that we have, I have no hesitation to go to anybody at any given time, regardless who's guarding him. And like I said, he did a great job running great routes, doing good things with the ball after the catch. I've been real proud of him all year long.
Looking towards New England, you threw 4 picks against them in the AFC Championship last year. How long you been looking at getting back at this matchup?
Well, I really appreciate you bringing that up, Bonnie.
Anytime.
Great memory for me. No, hey, we're excited about the opportunity. New England's had an outstanding year. Lost 1 game, and going up there playing at their place is extremely difficult. We're just glad to have a chance.
Peyton, thank you.
Peyton Manning doing his impersonation of Elvis Presley right there. And in the matchup with New England, for me, I thought that on the day that they were a better team. Edgerrin James fumbles 2 times inside the 5-yard line. They let the opportunity get away. When you look at them from that day, which team do you see has had the most improvement from the beginning of the season till now?
It's the Colts. I mean, if anything, you know, because of all the injuries that they've had, New England have been getting away with a bit of smoke and mirrors the last few weeks of the season. They gave up a ton of yardage against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. Now, the Bengals, you know, okay, so they can do some things offensively, we know that, but it was most uncharacteristic what their defense was doing. They lose in Miami, and admittedly Miami were probably playing tougher than their record suggested. So there's a limit to how much you can do with smoke and mirrors. I think they're really hurting psychologically as well as physically, and the Colts are made. If the Colts are ever going to get their chance at revenge against the Patriots, it's next week. And I hope Bonnie Bernstein's there on the sideline, because I can't get enough Bonnie Bernstein.
You can't get enough Bonnie? Well, here's Bonnie with Reggie Wayne.
Well, we know he was a rookie. He was a young guy, and it's going to be a big game for him. So we felt like that was a matchup for us that we needed to take advantage of. I'm just glad that Coach Dungy and Peyton and everybody had the confidence in me to come to me.
Looking towards New England, if you compare the number of weapons last year, Marvin Harrison was the big one. How much better you like your chances with so much more production from all the receivers this year, plus Edgerrin James?
I go anywhere with him. We've been, you know, one thing about it, we thank God that we just been healthy all year, and everybody's been working hard. So we just can keep everybody healthy and, you know, lick our wounds a little bit and go into New England and just our game. I think everything will be all right.
Okay.
Left in the playoffs, 1 rookie quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. Now it's really showtime for the youngster. Is he ready?
I think he's ready. The key thing is don't make him do too much. Give the ball to Bettis, give the ball to Staley, power football, and then take your shots off play action where he has a chance. I think they are made. I agree with the one thing I gotta agree with Nick on is if it's gonna happen for Indianapolis, it's gonna happen this year. If they're gonna go to the Super Bowl, it's got to be this year.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Another guy trying to get to the Super Bowl is a man who has the wow factor, who Nick had an opportunity to speak to a couple weeks ago, Michael Vick.
Minute and a half to go, and Michael Vick dancing around.